Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. I am so excited today to dive into something that I have been wanting to do for quite a long time. I have loved journaling like my entire life, but I have never really found the type of journaling that I want to do. But now that I am a reader and also a very creative person, and I also consume so much media of other people who are readers and creative people, I've seen how you can use your creative skills, your love for journaling, your love for books, and make a pretty cool reading journal. So I gathered all of the inspiration I could from Pinterest, other booktubers that I enjoy, and just general ideas for my brain, and I put that all together to create my very first reading journal for 2025. And I'm so excited. I got this journal from Notebook Therapy. I will put the link in the description below, as well as some like stickers and washi tapes that I use for this setup today. So they're pretty cool. You should check them out. Not a sponsor, just really obsessed with stationery right now. So I'm just gonna get into this. We're going to work on putting together my 2025 setup. I'm a little late to it. 2025 is already happening, but that's okay. I'm gonna put together the basic spreads that will get me started for 2025. No monthly spreads, just the things that I need, the trackers, the pretty things, the title pages that I need to get myself geared up and ready to actually utilize this in 2025 during my reading. So let's do that. All right, we have our new reading journal here, and we're gonna set it up. I have prepped a lot of things for this, but I'm still probably going to have to stop midway through to take some footage off my camera and redo this. So I apologize in advance if anything looks a little weird, but this is what we're working with. This is from Notebook Therapy. I will link it down below. I love it because of the color, and obviously because of the mushrooms that we've got going on there. So that's pretty cool. So we're just gonna get started. Like I said, I've set some stuff up. I'm gonna come back to this at a different time when I'm not filming, because no offense, I have no idea what I want to do for my little name page. And honestly, we're skipping this too because that doesn't have bullets on it, so I don't really know what to do there. I think I might make this side a key for my actual book library spread, but I don't really know. So we're starting here for our title page, and I prepped a little bit, even though it doesn't look like I have anything right now. I prepped these. It looks a little funny, but this is for my 2025 numbers. I want to make this kind of like a fantasy map a little bit. We'll see how that goes. But I prepped my numbers on some craft paper and ripped around it, and I liked how the rips look, and it reminded me of the edges of land on fantasy maps. So we're going to do some ripples around that to look like fantasy map water. And then I'll add some other things because I've got a variety of things here that I didn't really talk to you about, but that's okay. I've got a bunch of different washi tapes here that all come from the Whimsical Botanical set from Notebook Therapy. This is a very Notebook Therapy heavy journal setup because I just got a bunch of stuff from Notebook Therapy, which brings us to our stickers, also from Notebook Therapy. Whimsical Botanical stickers, and I can't remember what these ones are called, but it's autumn stickers, and I am a fall girly, so we're doing fall stickers all year long. So these are prepped. I just need to trace them, and then we'll do some other stuff to that, and I will talk to you about it when I finish up. Okay, so this is what we have going on for our front page, and I kind of achieved what I wanted to, but I am no cartographer, so it's just kind of looking like squiggles. But that is okay, because we're being easy on ourselves this year, obviously. It's still pretty cute. I did have a mess up over here, so I just covered that with washi tape. I'm undecided if I want to do anything to these numbers other than outline them, so we're just gonna move on from it, because that's all I can think about. I also totally forgot to start burning my candles, so let's do it now. Why not? And when we're done, we're gonna move on to our next page, which is actually not the next page, because the next page is the big old library, and I'm gonna do that last because it's gonna take more time than pretty much everything else. That one is burning like crazy. Okay, let's go. Before I move on, I forgot to talk about a lot of things. I told you about my washi tapes, I told you about my stickers, and how I have a lot of things set up. For actual pins and things, Pilot G2 is the way to go for anything and everything. But for some of my thinner dots and stuff, I'm using the Pigma Micron 005. Not sure why, but it looks good for little dots. When we get into color, I have a variety of Tombow, what are these called? Tombow brush pens. I don't remember exactly what they're called, but I will link below. I got a couple of packs for a variety of colors because I was working with literally 2 Tombow markers, and I like these a lot, but they are expensive. So I just got a couple packs for a variety of colors that I like. And then for any colors that I don't have, I just have like every color of the zebra midliners under the sun. So those are around for me. I don't think that I'll end up using this, but in case I need like a black brush pen for calligraphy or coloring in or anything, I have the Tombow brush pen, which is a soft tip. I have hard tip as well, but I typically go for the soft tip because I'm not very good at calligraphy, but I try my best. So yes, we're gonna move on. And yeah, I cut this piece down the middle so that it would fold well, because obviously it wasn't going to if it was just all together. It's still like getting caught a little bit, so that kind of sucks. But this is also just the title page, so I don't know. I'm not gonna be coming to this page a whole lot except for just looking at it and being pretty. So I don't really mind like having to press it down and play with it or whatever, it's fine. So we're gonna come back to this page. This is the library page. Moving on, we're going to our series tracker. So this is just gonna be outlined, and then I will talk to you about what series are actually on the list this year. Alright, so here is our series tracker. The one that I'm closest to finishing is obviously A Court of Thorns and Roses. I have read all the way up to A Court of Silver Flames, and I'm currently reading A Court of Silver Flames, so I'm hoping to get that last square filled in very quickly. And then Throne of Glass. I started Throne of Glass at the same time I started A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I only read Throne of Glass, which is why I have the second square filled in, because now I've seen that people recommend that you read the prequel first. So I want to read this whole entire series hopefully this year, and I plan on restarting with the prequel so that I know what everybody else is talking about. Belladonna. I love Belladonna. I read this during the fall last year, and I can't wait to read it, as well as the novella coming out later this fall in 2025. The Empyrean series, I'd like to read all of the Empyrean series, Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm coming out later this month. Powerless, I've heard really great things about Powerless, so I would like to read that. Same goes for Red Rising, especially since this is more sci-fi, because I really haven't read a whole lot of sci-fi, but I think that I would love it, so wanting to read that. Harry Potter. I have the first two Harry Potter books, which I have read before, and I would love to read the entire series, so I really want to make it a goal of mine to search for some used books of Harry Potter at bookstores and stuff, so I can get the full collection and read it one day. Emily Wilde, also something I've heard really great things about and seems right up my alley, so would love to read that. So that's like all my fantasy over here, really, and then over on this side is mostly romance, although the last one is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I had no idea where to put that, so it's just on the end of this page. Magnolia Parks, first off for romance. Another one that I have not read any of, but I've heard great things, so I would like to look into that this year. Love Light series, I read Love Light Farms during the holidays last year and fell in love with it, and my plan this year is to read all of the other books in the Love Light series for each season that they were released for. Chestnut Springs, I fell in love with cowboy romance because of this, so I am excited to get into the rest of the series because I've only read Flawless. Same goes for Rebel Blue Ranch. Have not read any of those, but I have done and dusted on my physical TBR, and I'm looking forward to reading it soon. And like I said, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I got that series, the 3-book set. I saw that there is like a prequel, I think, so I added a 4th box. I got the 3-book set for Christmas, so I'm excited to read that as well. All right, that's my series tracker. Going on to our monthly favorites, I've just got some little snapshot boxes here. I'll be putting a book cover for each month for whichever book was my favorite that I read during that month. So I'm going to quickly outline all of this, and then I will get back with you. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. I just put it all together, and yeah, this won't really come into play until the end of each month. Hopefully I can keep up with it, but I mean, it's gonna be pretty easy to remember my favorite book that I read each month, so I think that at the very least I can catch up to it if I lose track. And then down here for our yearly reading goals, I just kept the book specific goals on here. I've talked to you guys before about my goals of going to more local bookstores, local book events, and things like that. But my main 3 this year are to read 50 books, finish 3 series, and read 3 classics. I was just on a roll of writing finish, so I put finish 3 classics. That's pretty straightforward. I mean, I want to read them, so I should probably finish them as well. Moving on. We've got our 25 in 2025. This is just a list of books that I would really like to read this year. Whether I do or not, that is to be determined. And then on this page, I just have a cutout of like the top 9 books that I'm really excited for. Some of these are new releases. Some of these are things that I have or I've really been wanting to read. That's the moral of the story. I mean, I've really been wanting to read all of these, but I kind of picked some of the ones with the coolest covers. Some of the ones that I really want to read, things that looked good together in a palette so that it would look cute over here on this page next to this page of my full list of 25 books. So I'm going to get this put together. I'm going to take some footage off my camera, and then we will talk in a little bit. Alright, so my 25 and 2025 spread is done, and my hand is cramping so bad after that. I wrote all of these titles in all caps instead of cursive, and that was a mistake because my hand hurts so bad. And it got a little messy over here. Like I said, these are just like suggestions for different books that I might read this year that I've really been wanting to read that are on some TBR of some sort. And I just made this look pretty over here with some of the tops on my list. All right, if my camera can stay alive and well, we're gonna move on to this spread here, which is my books read spread. This is where I'm gonna actually track my books and put star ratings. I do not know how to draw a star without putting the lines in between them. So I don't have the stars written out here. I'm not gonna do that until I'm actually giving star ratings to each book. So this is pretty simple. I just gotta outline this, and I'm gonna put some washi tape. I probably won't even do any stickers for the Dutch doors because I don't really know what all is gonna get tracked here yet. I'll probably just do that as I go. So I'm just gonna do this really quick, and then we can look at how it turns out. All right, that was simple enough. I probably should not have done the double lines here because I failed to realize that I don't have a lot of room for the stars at the bottom. But we will figure that out when we get there. I also really like the Dutch door situation going on here. I'm excited to see how this turns out. And this washi tape is so cute, even though it's a little see-through. I like it a lot. All right, the last spread is partially done because this is the calendar spread to track when I'm actually reading. And yeah, it takes some time. Let's see if I can get this all the way open here because it's gonna need to be open. There's just a lot of outlining, and I've also got some extra pages that I have to put in afterwards. So these are already outlined, but I need to outline the rest and number them and do some little boxes around them and then tape them to this. So I'm gonna do that. My camera might die. We'll see. Alright friends, so we're back, and it's a little while later because yes, my camera did die, but the good news is I only had a couple of spreads left to do, so they were hard. They were hard to do, it was going to take a lot of time, so I just went ahead and did them. And we're just going to do a little flip through together, a final flip through so that you can see what it's looking like. And also my January spread is done as well, but I did that in my last video, so you can see what that looks like over there. So yes, this is not done. It is not done. I don't know what I want to do here. I want to put my name, but I want it to be pretty, and I don't really know. I don't know. We'll do that eventually. I don't think I'm going to lose this, so if I do, whoops. Okay, so this is my library key for our next page that we're going to be looking at. This just helps me keep track of the colors that I'm using for my library whenever I track all the books that I'm reading. So like, you'll see, but essentially I've got a bunch of books on shelves and I want to color code them based on the type of book that they are so that it makes a pretty little collage at the end. So since most of the books I'm going to be reading are going to be physical books, I have two different colors for those, and so I filled those in, but I also went ahead and put the number of the Tombow marker on it just in case. I really didn't need to, but I don't think that I have any that are close by. I guess the green, like I have a lot of different greens at the moment, so just to be safe, I added the number on there as well so that I knew what I was working with. So let's take a look at the actual library. Well, actually, it's not the next page because the next page is our front page. And yeah, you guys saw this when I finished it. I like it. I should be nice. I like it. I mean, this is like the hardest I've gone on a journal like ever, so I will accept this. I think that it's cute. I really love the witchy stickers in the autumn sticker sheet set from Notebook Therapy because that's me. That's literally me. I just need to chop all of her hair off and that is me. And yeah, I like what we're working with here. Here is our library page, and this is heavily inspired by, I think her account name is Mandy's Journal, but I will link it below. So I used that inspiration and did this little bookshelf setup to track all my books. I did add for like trinkets and stuff. I kept some of the ones that I saw in my inspiration photo because it was so mushroom themed, since this is a mushroom bullet journal. That's really what we're doing here. But I also added some like trinkets that I own. For instance, this mushroom planter. I actually own this. It doesn't have string of pearls in it. It has a different plant in it, but the plant that's currently in it I felt would be too hard to draw. So I did string of pearls because that seemed easy. And also this little Ramiel, don't listen. Just hear me out, okay? Obviously, we know that this is from A Court of Thorns and Roses. I actually got this for Christmas, a neon sign that looks like this, and I'm really excited to put that up, but I haven't put it up yet because I'm still finalizing like what I'm gonna do with my bookish space now that I have my new desk up, and Vaughn's gonna put his new desk up, so still figuring out what the space is gonna look like, so that's not up yet, but that is something. Okay, so I really like how this turned out, and I'm excited to fill her up. And I think I mentioned there's more than 50 book spaces on here, even though my goal is to read 50 books this year, just in case I'm an overachiever. And then if I don't read all 50 books, or if I read exactly 50 books, I'll just fill in the colors with like blank books, because who cares? Moving on, we have my series tracker. This is pretty basic, bare bones. This is inspired by Katie is Reading. I love her setups for her journal. So this is where that came from. And I talked to you guys about the series that we're looking at here. I'm actually reading A Court of Silver Flames right now, and I am so happy to tell you guys that I am like 130 pages away from finishing that book, and I'm screaming, crying, throwing up, and I'm so excited. I am going to check that off pretty soon. That's exciting. I've been telling you guys forever that that was happening, and it finally is. Moving on to monthly favorites. Also, kind of inspired by Katie's Reading. I did a little bit of a different setup, I think. But I love her handwriting and stuff, her calligraphy, so that's a lot of where this like loose cursive is coming from. And then I've got my yearly reading goals down here, and we'll see how it goes. I'm a really big fan of the washi tapes and the stickers that I got, and the colors, and I think that everything is very pretty. Moving on to 25 and 2025. I think we went through some of this. I can't remember because that was a little bit ago for me. It was not that little bit ago for you, but it was for me. So yeah, this turned out really well as well. Honestly, like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, this is cute. I like it. I like how it turned out. I also love how dark and mysterious it is over here. Like, I have 2 bright books, and everything else is like a mixture of reds, blacks, and that's it. And that's pretty cool. That is me. All right, moving on. My big old book tracker here. This is pretty basic as well, just washi tape and some lines and some calligraphy. But the Dutch Doors, I am obsessed. I am obsessed. I cannot wait to fill this out. And like I mentioned, I didn't put the actual star under here yet because I don't know how to draw stars. If somebody could teach me, if someone can literally teach me how to draw stars without having to do the stars where you put the lines in the middle, that would be great, because like I've tried my entire life and they come out looking so terrible. I need to learn how to draw a star because I don't know how. So we'll do that when we get there. All right, and where are we at? Oh, yes. This is also inspired by Katie's Reading, and I'm obsessed. This turned out really nice. This is my, a different type of reading tracker. Let's move this to the side a little bit. I'm going to like highlight. It looks weird right now, but these are calendars. So, ta-da, you move to the side as well. I don't want to catch anything on fire. So this is literally a calendar for the whole year. All these months, all these dates. Don't look too close to it because I did mess up a little bit of things. We're not going to talk about it. But essentially what this is going to look like is I'm going to literally highlight, like put a little line. This is hard to explain. I'm going to put a little line on the dates that I was reading something, and I'm going to color code it. For example, I'm not going to do it right now because I'm stressed, but A Court of Silver Flames is an orange book, so I really want to use an orange marker. And I've been reading it since January 1st, and today is January 9th. And let's say I finish it on, I don't know, Saturday. I could just highlight, I'll just do a line from 1 to 11. And then I might like write in the line that it's A Court of Silver Flames or something. Just to see that I am reading. Because I mean, so far I've read every day this month. Every day this year. Oh my goodness, yes, it is a whole year and I have been reading every day. So this is just a fun little way to see like when I was reading what. I don't know why I need to do that, but it's cute. It's cute. It like took a lot of effort. This took the longest, absolutely, because I had to wait for the ink to dry. And I'm a big fan. I'm super excited. And that's literally it. Besides that is my January spread, which I did in my last video, but that is the setup for my 2025 reading journal. Thank you so much for joining me today. I had a blast, and this is my dream. This is my dream. I have, like I said, wanted to figure out my journaling method for so long, and I feel like this is it. So I'm so excited to continue like showing you guys snippets of me working on this throughout the year, especially in like reading vlogs or end of the year wrap-ups when I'm catching up on some bookish things. I'm very, very excited, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing me put this together. Like I said, I'm gonna be linking all of the materials as well as all of my inspirations down in the description below, so you can check that out. You can use that to create your own reading journal or bullet journal or whatever you are working on for this year. All right, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.